Hola, ¿qué tal amigos de Hoy Wisconsin, Azteca, Wisconsin? El día de hoy me encuentro en Pittman Theater, aquí con el encargado de traer y de darle vida a la producción de I Never Saw Another Butterfly. Y estoy aquí con Tom Reed. Bienvenido, Tom Reed, a Hoy Wisconsin. Welcome to Hoy Wisconsin today, and tell us a little bit about you.
Thank you, Mary. I am chair of the Creative and Performing Arts Department here at Alverno College. I'm also a professional actor and director, and I produce the Free Shakespeare in the Park Festival that happens here in the summers in Milwaukee.
That's great. Now tell us a little bit about why you decided to get into theater.
Honestly, it was one of the only things I felt I was good at. But I was, I played sports and did that sort of thing, and then I tried to play later in my high school years and really liked it. And then I started college as a business major,
Okay.
and on a whim auditioned for a play. There were only 2 male roles. I got one of those roles and went, changed my major to theater, and now we're sitting in the Pittman.
Who inspired you?
Who inspired me? A gentleman named Fred Franklin.
Okay.
I was lucky. He was the gentleman I met in high school that I did my first play with, and he had actually trained at the Royal Court and Royal Shakespeare in Great Britain, and then his mother got sick, and he ended up being my high school drama teacher.
Wow.
So yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
And how do you get to Alverno? Because you've been in Alverno so many years, and generation through generation, you are supporting and helping other women to be in theater, and at the same time to be successful.
My wife started working here first, and I was still making a living as a professional actor. And I hit a point, I won't say how old I am now, but when I was 40,
Okay.
I got tired of being on the road and trying to make a living as an actor. So I approached Alverno, and they offered me a position. And I have been here ever since. And I have a daughter, and she went here
Okay.
to Alverno, and she did plays when she was here,
Okay.
and she's pretty successful out there in the world. So
That's great. Now, tell us a little bit about important things, because, sometimes we do things that change our lives. What is one of the plays that you feel right now has changed your life?
a play that changed my life.
Or you learned something from?
That's actually, it just became an easy question.
Okay.
Many years ago, I did a summer stock production of the musical Grease.
Okay.
And that is where I met my wife.
Oh, good story.
So that is totally a production that changed my life.
Perfect. I
Yep.
love that. And now let's talk about I Never Saw Another Butterfly.
Let's.
Yeah, please. Tell us a little bit about what is it and why people have to come and see it.
So back before everybody in the world went, oh my gosh, we have to stop Hitler. Before the U.S. joined the war, World War II or anything like that, the Nazis created this camp. It was in a ghetto called Terezin, and this is actually, we're sitting on a painting of the Terezin train station. And they built fake facades in the front of the buildings.
Okay.
And they filmed it and said, look how nice we're treating the Jewish people. And they shipped lots of children there, and scholars and artists. And then they even invited the Red Cross in to say, look how nice we're treating the Jewish people. And then, of course, when everybody went all in against
my
Hitler,
God.
they exterminated just about everybody that lived in the town. And there were a lot of children in the town. And while the children were there, they did a series of drawings and poems that were collected into a book that survived. And it became a very well-known children's book for
Okay.
years called I Never Saw Another Butterfly. So this play is sort of the story of that, making of that book.
Correct. And I know alumna from Alverno was involved because this is like
Yes.
the 50th anniversary. Tell us a little bit about that.
I chose to do this play last spring a couple years ago, philosophy professor and Holocaust expert Amy Shapiro brought it to my attention. And then last spring, I realized this was going to be the 50th anniversary of the play. So I was like, this is the perfect time to do the play. And then, of course, unbeknownst to me, the events that happened, and this play has now become a more important piece of art than initially intended. But
yeah, it was challenging.
Oh yeah,
to bring it up to life.
Well, we've had a couple. There's a couple students in the play that have had some really real life struggles, but for the most part, there's some students over there. No offense, 20-year-old students haven't faced a lot of the difficulties that even someone like yourself or myself have faced. So to be able to, for them to be able to really find the proper emotional connection and personal connection to what these characters went through was difficult, but I actually think they've done a pretty fine job and been able to pull it off.
They did. They are doing a great job. We have to take a little break, okay? Vamos a tomar una pausa, pero no se mueva, que cuando regresemos continuamos hablando con Tom y nos dice qué podemos aprender de esta producción. Regresamos con más.